Hello everyone. I just finished reading the whole entire Bible last month and I started reading it again from the beginning of Genesis, and I am in chapter 16 right now, and verse 13 spoke to me this morning. Then she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are the God who sees. For she said, have I also here seen him who sees me? The story of Hagar is a relatable story of a person who has been disposed of and sent off like her worth meant nothing to anyone. I could imagine how devastating it must have felt for her to be pregnant with a child and nowhere to go. However, there was a plot twist to her story. Hagar was an important character in the story of Abraham, and she carried the seed of Abraham. Therefore, the same blessings of God promised to Abraham, that his lineage was also part of that plan. Even though in Sarai's desperation drove her to disobedience and to also reject Hagar, Hagar was to be an instrument of God's mercy towards anyone who has been rejected or discarded, and still his redemptive mercy manifested in her story. In chapter 17, verse 20, as for Ishmael, I have heard you. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. I could imagine that Hagar was suffering the rejection of Sarai and must have felt so alone and discarded. Little did she know that God also had plans for both her and her son's life, and God heard her afflictions. The message is relatable for anyone who has been in the wilderness of life, feeling isolated, alone, or discarded. No matter what life wilderness you happen to be in right now, the God who sees will find you and restore you with a better future. In verse 13, have I also here seen him who sees me? Is a declaration of acknowledgement that not only did God find her, but that he heard her desperation and anguish. Hagar not only heard, but she embraced him as the sovereign God, the one and only God, the living God, the God who sees. Be encouraged today. If you find yourself in the wilderness of life, alone, isolated, rejected, and in anguish caused by the pain and the sufferings of life, know this, that the God who sees you and wants to comfort you. You must acknowledge him, that he sees what you're going through, and that he who sees will make a way of restoration and healing for your life. What a beautiful statement that is, that God who sees. I also see him who sees me. What a reassurance and comforting it is to know that God sees you. Be encouraged. He sees you. God bless.